the field now, going through some final warm-ups, and we are set to get started at about 8:05. Brian Talley and Coach Tyler Otterburn joining you tonight here from Franklin Simpson. And, Coach, before we get into the scouting report, I wanted to ask you, obviously both teams were on the field getting warmed up. Was about 30 minutes from game time. Then they had to go to the locker room. Now they got to come out and try to get warmed up again. What does that mean anything, or what's mentally maybe more than anything? Once you're ready to play, then you don't get to.
Well, yeah, it's a distraction. You're ready to play. You're getting amped up. You're going through your normalcy of warm-ups, and then it gets cut short. But the good news is it happened for both teams.
Right.
Both teams have to go through it. So, we were told growing up playing football, there's certain things that you can control. There's certain things you can't control. Weather is something you can't control.
Right.
No matter how much we want to try or whatever, the weather we cannot control. So don't worry about it. What's going to happen is going to happen.
Let's take a break. Hear a word from Piggly Wiggly and Charles M. Moore Insurance, our sponsors of the Scouting Report. We'll come back and do an abbreviated scouting report for you right after this on WFKN. All right, we'll take it back after you play those spots.
How do you pronounce that number 6?
That's $1 million question.
AJG name?
I asked Lauren. It is French, obviously. She said to say Jean Aim. Jean Aim.
But no, I'm going to mark out that first name, right?
Kayumba is the first name, and he's got a brother, Kanga Cole, number 10.
KJ.
Yeah.
Jean Aim.
That's what Lauren said she would say, Jean Aim.
Does she know him?
No, but she knows French, so that was her best educated guess.
Okay.
She said it could be Jeanna May, but she thinks it's probably
11.
Aim.
Kevon.
It's the 0-6 Warren Central Dragons against the 2-5 Franklin Simpson Wildcats here tonight. Both of these teams, as a matter of fact, it's actually for Central, especially a win, or you're not going to make the playoffs. The Wildcats would still have an opportunity next week, but if the Cats lose tonight, you're going to really be behind the 8 ball in even making the playoffs. So an important game here tonight. Let's look at the Dragons briefly. First first-year coach Mark Nelson. Of course, no secret around these parts, the losing streak that Warren Central is on. 58 games in a row now. Their last win was 6 calendar years ago tomorrow against Warren East. They are undermanned. They're undernumbered. It looks like maybe not even a 1A team by numbers-wise. They are way down, but they do have a couple, like you would suspect. They do have a couple of skilled position players. Their quarterback, Kayumba Jean Aim, has thrown for almost 800 yards. He's thrown the ball 119 times. Now, like we talked about before we came on the air, sometimes that's a cause of playing from behind. You're going to throw the ball more. But that's also been an area where this Wildcat defense has struggled at times this year.
Yeah, it is. And, they throw the ball out. I mean, that's what they do, throw most of the time. I mean, I've coached against some teams that were pretty bad, Fulton County and Fulton City, and I'm relating them to Warren Central. At this time, there's always some athletes that they're good enough to really scare you out there. But this is a game in terms of a scouting report. If I'm a coach, I'm not talking X and O's as much as I'm talking about how hungry this team is for a win.
Yep.
And you're kind of hoping they don't have that appetite this evening. Mark Nelson is a very respected coach.
Yep.
He's always rumored through the years, always been rumored for many coaching jobs throughout the area. Well respected, could probably almost coach anywhere in the area as well, and they would love to have him on. So,
honestly, I think it was a good hire, Coach.
Yeah.
If anybody can get this program turned around, it'll be Coach Howard. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
You're going to have to win some games to hopefully get some other kids to even come out and want to be on this team. But they don't run the ball much. As a matter of fact, their leading rusher, Demetrius Barnett, has only ran the ball 21 times for 62 yards. So they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah, running's almost not almost. It is a non-factor.
Yes, it is a non-factor for sure. Receiving, Omari Glover leads them with 23 receptions, 505 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So those are just some names to listen for tonight for the Dragons. Let's take a break, hear from our scouting report sponsors one more time, come back and we'll look briefly at the Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFKN. All right, we'll take it back after you play this. Hey, Aaron, this record's wrong on here.
2-4.
They're 2-5.
Greg Kavanaugh was the head coach at Greenwood after Nelson. Oh,
It's right now.
who's that? Jesse gonna play some?
Do you know how to run all this overlays and stuff out? Think so? Don't you just drag and drop? Basically. Next week, you don't even have to do all this.
Back here at Franklin Simpson High School, it's 8 o'clock Central Time. You're listening to 1220 WFKM in Franklin, Kentucky. And, Coach, the Wildcats come into tonight 2-5, but 2 weeks ago tonight, of course, last Friday they were off for fall break, but 2 weeks ago tonight, you and Mr. Davis made that long ride over to Russell County. I sure hate that I missed that night.
I'm sure.
But anyway, it was good to, and I listened to the game and followed along with you guys, but it was good to see the Wildcats go over there and pick up not only a win, but a district win. That one was a must win, and now you turn around and tonight you find yourself in that position again. Allen County and Warren East are playing right now for the de facto 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a position that Franklin Simpson doesn't quite honestly find themselves in very often, to be this late in the season in a game they have to win to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, but what I feel like we saw at Russell County was that they're awake now.
Yeah.
I feel like, they were looking at that Allen County Scottsville game and they were comparing records and say, we beat White House Heritage and they beat Allen County, so I think they're past that. I think our Wildcats are past that, knowing that there's not a game on our schedule where we can just go to sleep, have an easy win. We saw that at Russell County. I believe that they're firing. I believe that they're focused. They're not going to lay down for anybody. They're going to come out firing. I believe that there were a couple games earlier in the season that we should have won. And by this team, we're shoring up those holes that we had, and we're fixing things.
Omar Harrison continues to be the workhorse in the backfield for the Wildcats. Coach, he's now ran it 114 times for 946 yards and 14 touchdowns. I meant to look statewide and see where he stood, at least in 4A in touchdowns, and I just plumb forgot to do that, to be honest. But 14 touchdowns. You got Jaden there with 4 touchdowns. Now, it does drop off from there. But, boy, those two guys in the backfield have really been doing the work for this Wildcat team. Of course, you still got Luke there at the quarterback position. He's only thrown the ball 60 times, but that's not, obviously, we know what this offense is built for. So that's a quick look at the scouting report brought to you by Piggly Wiggly Charles M. Moore Insurance. Let's go ahead and go back to the studio. By the way, Brian Davis back at the studio tonight keeping us on the air. We will hear the vital signs and graphics. They're our starting lineup sponsor. And also, Brian will play, before we come back live here, he will play the keys to winning from Coach Chaney. We'll be back after these messages on WFKN. I'm assuming, are they all going to do the anthem? Is it going to be an anthem?
The band was still in the band room. Was in the band room. Haven't went home yet.
Really?
They probably didn't know what time the game started. They probably forgot to tell them what time the game started.
So I assume there's not going to be an anthem.
You got a pre-recorded one?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Was somebody? Yeah, come on in there.
Aaron said he'll sing the national anthem. I got put on the spot several times last year in your basketball season.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
David Clark, I'd walk in 3 minutes before game. Hey, I need to see the national anthem. Okay.
So-and-so was supposed to sing it, didn't show up.
Yeah.
You ever been to a game where they forgot the words?
Yeah. I always pull them up on my phone.
Well, Brian, I don't know what to tell you. Are you playing the keys to winning yet? Just
What county? Harlan.
Huh. Cool. Thank you. Okay. Have you played Vital Signs and Graphics yet, Brian? Okay. At some point, maybe during the first break, make sure and get them another spot ran. Okay. That's going to time out just about right.
I figured we'd have more on live. They may not know.
It normally starts out kind of low and then it'll pick up.
Your officials for tonight: referee is Rob Trantham, umpire Ken Bargo, linesman Cameron Edwards, line judge Joe Middleton, and back judge Austin Stafford. Those are your officials for tonight. I don't know who won the toss, but I do know that the Wildcats are going to get the ball first to get things started here tonight. Coach, we wondered for a while there if there would be football tonight.
I'm glad to play.
But you're here. You might as well get the thing in if possible.
I don't know. I've played Thursday night games, coached Thursday night games. High school football should be on Friday night, and I'm glad we're doing this.
We did have a Saturday morning game last year up at Warren East. Now, I got to admit, it was kind of cool calling a high school game on Saturday morning. Onside kick, the Wildcats control it at midfield. Hatcher Link hops on it, and the Wildcats will get fantastic field position to get things going tonight.
Trying to see who that. I don't know if they know where to spot it. There they go. All right, right at the 50.
A few people hung around here tonight, went to their cars as the stadium had to be evacuated, and a few have hung around and came back in here and going to get to see a little high school football tonight. Luke puts a man in motion, turns around, hands it off to Jaden Wells. Jaden across the 40 to the 37, and a flag comes in. I think that's a face. No, that's going to be a hold on the Wildcats, Coach.
You usually don't see that back guy
No, you don't.
That either.
I thought the way Jaden – no, it was a personal foul. It was a face mask. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw him do the hold sign, but I was right after all. So add 15 on to that 13-yard run.
Kind of, I guess. Yeah, there he goes. They kind of look the same.
They can, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be marked at the 22-yard line. And Wales will line up right behind Richardson again.
60.
And a handoff to Harrison. Omar, untouched. Hit at the 5, gets inside the 5, and is tackled at about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 22 for Omar Richardson. A Wildcat first down, first and goal.
No doubt that little under handoff is a favorite for this Wildcat offense. I'm just interested to see if there's going to be any plays off of that play. You always in this offense want to have not make it. You don't want them thinking you're just doing the same thing. Maybe there's going to be a boot off that tonight or something like that. I'd be interested to see that.
This may be the night to try to work on some of that as well.
It would be.
Wildcats at the 3. Handoff to Jaden Wells. He goes untouched for a Wildcat touchdown.
Good start. Good start. Not playing down to the competition. Just making sure we're coming out firing.
Isaac Callis will come on for the extra point. Isaac 20 out of 22 on the season. It's been very, very efficient. Kicking extra point. Snap, set, kick is good. With 10:56 to play. First quarter, Franklin Simpson 7, Warren Central nothing. Back after these messages on WFKN. Wildcat Scoring Drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Billy Brumfield, your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. You can call them at 270-253-5016. Might as well keep that handy, it looks like.
Hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so. Hope we can get another one here soon.
Wildcats will kick it away, and the Dragons will get their first shot at offense tonight. If you are just joining us or just realized, hey, they're playing football tonight, we are just underway after an hour rain delay. Kickoff is fielded by D'Angelo Patterson for the Dragons, and he is stopped around the 20-yard line. And it's going to be the 21 to be exact.
All right.
That's where the Dragons will have it. There was quite a bit of water standing on the field, but, Coach, thankfully it has drained. Now, it's still going to be soupy, especially in the middle, but
this field really drained. I was surprised. We had middle school practice out here this afternoon. I was surprised at how well it drained.
yeah, because it rained pretty hard this morning, didn't it? Jean-Aim out of the gun. And that's a false start on the Dragons.
All right.
So that'll cost the Dragons 5 and make it first and 15.
Not too often you see a guy that's out far that comes in motion like that on a jet sweep. Usually your inside guy, but I don't know. Interesting. Maybe they're drawing up something different on us.
Well, they take it back to the 16. And the snap. And John Aim kept it on an RPO. He may wish he had got rid of it because the Wildcats wrap him up and drop him for a big loss.
Yeah, just great penetration on that.
Kyrus Burr led that charge.
Instant replay. About took out the official on that as well.
And it's going to be third and 20. Excuse me, second and 20
Yeah,
for the Dragons.
We had the penalty.
Yep. 7-0. Wildcats lead it. Just under 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. Dragons with 2 receivers left, 2 right. Barnett goes in motion. And he will receive the pass out in the flat. And he's got a lot of running room. And he's near a first down. And he may have it. If he made the 30, I think he's got it. He is, let's see. He's a yard short. It's 3rd and 1.
I mean, we said they have athletes, and that wasn't a bad thrown ball either. I
Nope.
mean, they're going to have athletes. If you can just get the ball to them on the outside, I don't think they're going to be able to do much up the middle on us. If you just keep getting the ball on the outside to your athletes, you got a shot.
3rd and 1, big down here. And he keeps it and he's going to get sacked. Back for a loss. Number 28 for the Wildcats, Daniel Klingman. Led that charge.
Well, they're
And it's 4th and about 3.
all right, we're subbing guys in for punt return. Hope to get everybody out. Yeah, you sent 4 in, only 3 came out. We're going to have 12 on the field. That may be a first down if they catch it.
No flags, Coach. Punt is away. And takes a Dragon bounce inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Had a caught a break there.
Yep.
That would have been a first down for Warren Central.
Hey, can you tell them
Hey.
online we're moving the camera? 'Cause they might miss it.
Okay, they're going to move the camera. If you're watching on Facebook, they're going to move the camera momentarily to try to get a little bit better view. With the rain and everything, they had it setting where it doesn't normally set. So if you just turned on, or if you're watching on Channel 9, you can probably hear me, but you don't see anything. Just be patient, and we'll get that picture right back up for you. Wildcats take over at their own 34, leading 7-0 with 8:25 to play in the first quarter. Luke hands it off. That is
It's Jaden.
Jaden Wells. Jaden again on the carry, and he gets to the 41. That's a gain of 7.
It looked like on that, I don't know if there was a guy that was supposed to block out right there or there's a penalty flag.
There is
I
a
didn't see
flag
that.
down. Dead ball.
Oh,
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Wildcats.
That's something you can get caught up in a game like this. That's silly. Don't.
Coach Cheney wanted to know who. The official told him, and
I don't know. Sometimes the officials, it seems like in these games too, they call penalties like that for try to keep it close, and
yeah.
I don't know.
That's going to make it first and about 20. Let's see. Yeah. Second and 20. Excuse me. Luke pitches it back to Graves. Landed a lot of running room. He's pushed out finally up near midfield. And he'll go from the 24 right to midfield exactly. And a Wildcat first down.
Good run right there. Just a simple toss sweep. Got a guy. Kyrus is pulling out, trying to find somebody to block. There wasn't anybody there. Weren't any linebackers flowing. So you got to block about 15 yards downfield. And if that can be your first guy and you get your hand on him, you got a good shot at breaking it.
Can't do anything right now.
First and 10 from midfield.
Make sure we're following the game.
Luke takes a snap. Hands it off this time to number 9, Gavin Dickerson. Gavin picks up a couple.
Gavin's been played really well against Russell County right there. Jaden was out, so he had some good carries. Just couldn't get anything going right there.
The ball's not spotted at the right spot.
No, it's not.
Don't tell them. Well, if it benefits us.
2 yards.
Well, no, it hurts us.
Wow.
Because the side judge here had it about 2 yards farther down, but now it's at the 49, so they only gave him credit for a yard. And it's 2nd and 9. And a handoff, second man throughs Omar Harrison. Across the 40 to the 35. Dragons trying to strip the ball from him. Omar's not having any of that. And he's finally tackled at the 32. A gain of 17.
You've been keeping up with how many Omar has? If he gets 1,000, Davis will be able to tell us.
He came in with
946, that's his second carry.
946. So,
Hopefully, I think Davis will probably be able to tell us.
and by the way, Omar is tied for second in the state with 14 rushing touchdowns in Class 4A. Young man from, I think, Harlan County. Or Hardin County. I don't know if he said Hardin or
He said Harlan.
Harlan County leads the state with 17. Here's a handoff to Graves. Landed, a lot of running room. Cuts it back inside. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Wildcats.
Way to punch it in right
32-yard run, Landon Graves.
Great blocking downfield, great cutback. Almost celebrated just a little bit too early, but young man wasn't waiting. He wanted to find that end zone. Great block by Emilio Vasquez down the field. Man, when you can have your pulling yards blocking 10, 15 yards downfield, that's a good sign.
Callis on for the extra point. High snap. Luke gets it down, and Isaac kicks it through. New score with 5:39 to play first quarter. Franklin Simpson 14. Warren Central nothing. Back after this message on WFKN. What I have there.
Oh, 5 for 66.
What's the band doing? If they never came here? Oh, they were playing. I mean, they were practicing in there.
He's like, well, gotcha.
Competition a lot, I bet.
Do they?
Racing.
So it's like, well, your game has to practice.
That's a 5-play, 66-yard drive for the Wildcats. A 32-yard touchdown run from Landon Graves. That Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Billy Brumfield, your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. You can call them at 270-253-5016. So far, Coach, so good for the Wildcats.
Oh, yeah. This is a very quiet atmosphere with the rain and the late start. It's just not used to it like this.
Wildcats kind of have to create their own environment here. Kick is away. Dragons need to get on it, and they finally do at the 30-yard line.
First down. With this wet grass, that's
Field looks like it's holding up pretty well so
Yeah.
far. I mean, we're only halfway through the first quarter. I mean, we'll see how it looks, but I played in fields where you had ankle deep's worth of mud, and I'd play on this any day before that.
Dragons get it at their own 30.
Is he going in motion?
Patterson goes in motion. Now throw out into the flat is caught, and running room out there for Glover, and he's near a first down. That's a gain of 9 for Mari Glover, the leading receiver for this Dragons team. He came into the night with 23 receptions for 505 yards and 5 touchdowns.
I think it's pretty safe that they're going to – that's the second time they've gone to him on the outside, and that's the second time they've had positive yards.
Yep.
I'd say they'll go to that several times. If you can get the ball out quick, get it out of your hands, and to a playmaker.
2nd and 1. And a
Yeah.
flag comes in. John Aim is near a first down as he kept it, but we'll see what the flag is.
It's going to be a legal procedure, I'd say. Whenever you're going in motion, you can't go forward in your motion. Can in arena football, but I've seen that several times, I feel like, this
Yeah.
year. Illegal shift is
Yep.
what they end up calling it.
So that'll cost the Dragons a first down.
I don't know if that's something it may just be something at the middle school level or JV. They just don't call it as much, and then you get here. Because I know there's some penalties that they just don't call in middle school games because they say you
Right.
can't call everything.
Exactly. Yep.
But kids don't understand the game in every
Right.
every aspect.
So it's from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 6 for the Dragons. Glover in motion, going out to that flat, and Wildcats jump. We'll see if they were drawn. I think they might have been.
Yeah.
It was. They were. False start on the Dragons, and they're going in the wrong direction. They had a first down at the 40. Now it's 2nd and 11 at the 28.
I don't know why. Why are you sending your guys that are far outside? Why are you? It feels
Yeah.
like they'd almost like you're having almost to do a 30, 40-yard sprint, and then you're expecting. Why don't you just line them up in trips? I just don't understand what they're trying to accomplish by going in motion. It's really not going to change much in terms of how the defense is going to align themselves. But nonetheless, that's what we're seeing this evening.
2nd and 11, 3:40 to play, first quarter. Snap back. John Aim will keep it this time as he's under pressure. He gets hit hard, but he's near a first down. He ran over a Wildcat. A good hit. That was number 28 again, Klingman for the Cats. And John Aim is just a yard short of a first down.
You got to be careful on that. We had an
Yeah.
extra Wildcat coming in there at the end. If I was an official, I may have called a targeting or a late hit. But you gotta slow up on that.
So it's 3rd and 1. Dragons at their own 39. Trying to draw the Wildcats off. Cats are not biting.
Way to stay disciplined, guys.
And now the handoff. And he has a first down. That was D'Angelo Patterson. Needed the 40, got the 40. And I believe that's the Dragons' first down tonight.
Yeah, find a little hole. Yeah, the last drive they only had 3 plays. They were
Yep.
3 and out. This is their second drive. Took them 3 plays again, but they got the first down by inches.
They gave him the 41, Coach, so,
Maybe yards then.
yeah. They gave him a yard farther than
Good
I
spot.
thought he got. But
Looks like we're aligned differently defensively. Instead of our traditional 3-4, and talking about Franklin Simpson, instead of our traditional 3-3 that we've been in, it looks almost like a 3-4 look. I wonder what the difference is in that. More linebackers.
John Aim back to throw. Looking, he wants to throw it deep. And he overshot his receiver. That was Barnett. Well covered out there by
There's
Isaiah
a
Rigsby.
flag.
But a flag down. Was that a late hit?
I didn't think so, but
Now it's going to be on the Wildcats. Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
yeah.
Yep.
I thought he was already engaged on him whenever he threw the ball.
I was looking down at the ball, so I don't know.
I was looking down back in the defensive backfield, and I thought I didn't see the football, and then I looked back, and it looked like the quarterback didn't have the football, and then I just missed everything in that one.
So that takes
On
the
that one.
Dragons into Wildcat territory for the first time tonight at the 44. And is a first down, of course. John Aim wants to throw again, throws it out into the flat. It's caught, but that's going to be actually a couple of yard loss. Graves out there on the tackle along with Jackson Payne. The catch was by K.J. John Aim. I assume they're brothers.
Yeah, you would think so.
I would certainly think so. But it's a 2-yard loss, and it's 2nd and 12.
So Here we go. It looked like there was a lot of confusion for Warren Central on that play. It looked like it was for a second design. Maybe somebody was supposed to go in motion. I don't know what the confusion was.
Here's a handoff this time, and nothing doing. Omar Harrison in on that stop.
I don't know.
The handoff was to Caulfield.
Yeah. I just don't see Warren Central running up the middle.
No.
And looks like they're going to keep doing it. And that makes sense in an offense where you're going to set up plays to go outside off of that inside run. But I don't even know what play you would set off that. Maybe the quarterback keep. Maybe we'll see that here.
It's 3rd and 12, 35 seconds in the quarter. And back to pass. Going to throw it deep. Should be picked off. It's not. It's caught instead, and that's going to be a Dragon touchdown. Amari Glover with a 46-yard touchdown pass.
That's not how you drew it up, but it worked for Warren
Yep,
Central.
ball was
just then.
severely underthrown, but comes out smelling good for the Dragons. And I think they'll go for 2 here. And they do. And it's handed off, and he's in. That is number 5, D'Angelo Patterson, on the 2-point conversion. And all of a sudden, it's a 14-8 football game.
One of the two.
It's one of the two. The high school basketball practice did start today.
It's October 15th.
Yep.
That's a holiday.
That's a holiday for
for
those
basketball coaches.
those high school basketball coaches and players. It's quite a day. So that's a 7-play, 70-yard drive. Aided somewhat by some Wildcat penalties and the lack of a ball there that quite honestly should have been picked off or at least batted down.
Yeah. You would think, you would hope so at least. He looked like he was in good position. I mean, he could have been a little bit closer, maybe jumped a little bit too early, but nonetheless, at least, you'd hope he'd bat it down.
So what looked like it could get away from the Dragons pretty quick here early, now they're back within 6 points. With 21 seconds left in the quarter, they'll kick it away. And it's a squib kick right down the middle. Wildcats need to get on it. They finally do at the 35. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that's an element you can't practice is
Yep.
A wet football, wet, sloppy field. There's no way to mimic that during the week, especially after just raining right
Yep.
before the game.
Is that what it looks like?
But avoided disaster.
Absolutely. Wildcats will take over at their own 35. With 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Handoff to Wales. Jaden crossed the 40 to about the 42. A gain of 7. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. We've played 12 minutes. Franklin Simpson, 14. Warren Central, 8. Back after these messages on WFKN. Two.
Me.
AJ, go ahead and paint on up.
Wildcats with a 2nd and 3 from their own 42 as we get this second quarter underway. Graves goes in motion, and that's going to be a procedure penalty against the Wildcats, I believe. Penalties, false start. Penalties are costing this Wildcat team here early tonight. Halftime, Russellville leads Logan County 13-8.
They didn't score any in the second quarter then.
Halftime, Allen County 15, Warren East 14.
Coming back.
Yep.
Those are two games you'd be interested in this evening.
And they all started way before we did, so we'll know some finals before we get out of here tonight. Here's a handoff to Graves. He's trying to get out left. Jukes cuts it back up, crosses the 40 to about the 44. That's a gain of 8. He's a yard short of a first down.
Way to use your blockers right there. He could have sped up, but he kind of just sat there and waited for Kyers to get out there and engage on the block, and then he got about 4 or 5 extra yards that he may not have had if he had just kept going. It's hard for those, you think offensive linemen, they can't move anyway. I mean, you put guys in this offense at guard that can move, but, sometimes, there's a lot to slip on this wet field trying to pull out. It's not like just running straight. You're facing one way, and then all of a sudden you have to completely turn from squatted down in a stance. It's not easy.
3rd and 1. Handoff. Wells across the 45 and out to the 48-yard line and a Wildcat first down. Give him 4 on the carry.
Warren Central's, they're not just, you think for a team that's lost whatever in a row, that they would just kind of lay down. They wouldn't know how to tie their own football cleats, but that's not what we're seeing this evening. They're firing off the ball.
Well, you got to figure Coach Nelson just not going to let that happen as much as possible. Here's a handoff, and Omar's going to be hit for a thought it would be a loss. They'll give him back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
That number, I thought it was 46, but 45, Dalton Farley for Warren Central. He's made 2 plays in a row. Again, you got guys out there, you think, what do you play for?
Yep.
But, you try to sniff to find momentum in any circumstance. And, we gotta get those blocks right now to not give them a shot, make them lose hope.
2nd and 10. Graves in motion. Handoff, Omar. Up the middle, running room, and a lot of it. He may take it to the house. 20. 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown Wildcats.
And if he didn't have it already, I guarantee you now that Omar Harrison will be the newest 1,000-yard rusher. He may have had one last year, I don't know, but he is now a 1,000-yard rusher for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. Good job, Omar.
That's a 51-yarder there. And Isaac Callis will come on for the extra point. Wildcats going to go for 2, Coach?
Looks like it.
Yep.
If Warren Central is, he might as well.
Luke hands it off. No, gives it to Omar. Second man through, and everybody was fooled, and the 2-point conversion is good. With 9:23 to play, first half, Franklin Simpson 22, Warren Central 8. Back after this message on WFKN. One.
565. All right. That's how you make them lose hope. Is it raining again?
That Wildcat scoring drive of 5 plays, 65 yards, a 51-yard touchdown run by Omar Harrison. Brought to you by Brent Thacker and Billy Brumfield, your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. Call them at 270-253-5016. Yeah, that had to take some wind out of the Dragon sails.
Yeah,
right there.
You want a team like this, you want to stop them early, not let them be able to smell hope.
Isaac's kick is away, and it's fielded this time by the Dragons, and they're going to have good field position out to about the 43-yard line.
All right.
And we'll see if the Dragons look to strike quickly again.
Think they go a deep ball right here?
I would say it's possible.
I'd say you go with that screen and that deep ball. Just keep mixing it
Yeah.
up. I mean,
they've had some success with it.
yeah, they got 5 wide, so
3 to the right, 2 left.
I wouldn't run it.
And he's looking across
Looking
the middle,
for him.
looking deep. Got his man out there. He caught it. He might have pushed off. He got away with it. And that's all the way down to the Wildcat 20-yard line.
Got an athlete just,
That's Glover again.
looked like an underthrown ball. Almost should have. You would have thought you'd been able to turn around, but again, that's what those screens do to you as well. You kind of bite up whenever
Yep.
you run several of those, and then you're able to throw them deep. Again, they're going to have athletes at Warren Central.
Yep. First and 10 at the 20. Throw it again. No, he keeps it this time. Some running room. To about the 16. No, the 17. Gain of 3. The Wildcats did a good job of shutting that water off pretty quick. I thought he had a little bit more room than he wound up having. I was not an English major.
I wasn't either. I weren't either.
I ain't one neither. 2nd and 7 from the 17. The same look they had earlier. 3 right, 2 left. And this time he'll look back out there, looking in the end zone. Incomplete. And that's going to be pass interference on the Wildcats.
And there that goes.
If that happens in the end zone, do they take that to the 2, Coach? Is that right? Or
I
can never remember in high school what they do.
I can't remember with any type of defensive pass interference penalty. I just usually know that you're on offense, it's good for you. If you're on defense, it's bad for you. And you put the ball wherever you want to put it, and I'm not going to question it because it's not one that's called very often, and it's not one that's really ever applied to
they're putting
anything
it
I've dealt with.
at the 8.
All right, first
7.
down, though.
At the 7.
So that's half the distance.
Yeah, so it's half the distance. First and goal. Dragons trying to hang around here tonight. And John A. was going to be tackled down.
Thought I saw the ball.
I thought I did too.
I think it was some mud flying. So, this is, to be honest with you, you'd almost want to be down here and, first and, 2nd and 10 at the 10-yard line. You'd almost want to be down here instead of way deep out in the open field because I don't know if they can punch it in from this close. Warren Central's had chances, and they've been able to move the ball when they are they're throwing deep or throwing outside. You can't do that as well.
You see that a lot. A lot of teams that spread you out don't want to get in the red zone because it cuts their ability to do that off. Now John Ames is going to run with it. He's going to get hit hard. He is stood up at the 2.
No, he got in.
He got in.
Yeah.
How did he get in?
He had a push.
Touchdown Dragons.
Never mind. They can punch it in.
They did. That's a 11-yard touchdown run.
He got in. He got an extra surge right there. I knew it was going to look close. I don't know if he had a white jersey to come back and help him get in the end zone or not. I couldn't really see from over here.
Now they'll, of course, go for two and a little
Reverse.
trickeration. Wildcats are not fooled. And the two-point conversion is no good this time. And it's 22-14. Wildcats with the lead. We'll take a break. Come back after these messages on WFKN.
There's a big pool down
Just
there.
one. By the way, Brian, they're only going to take a 10-minute halftime.
How much is halftime normally?
It's normally 15, and then when they come back out on the field, they put 3 in. So it's actually 18.
They're going to put the 3 back on. You know, they're going to
They'll probably be 10 and 3. What?
Oh, sorry. I got 4 for 57.
That's a 4-play, 43-yard drive. 57. I didn't know if that was where they started or.
Yeah, that's where they started. Had some penalties on that drive. It seemed like a much longer drive. I don't know. I don't think I missed any plays, but there were some penalties. And then they had that long pass.
Well, at any rate, the Dragons are probably hanging around a little longer than the Wildcat faithful would have expected and would have hoped for.
This is not a position where you want to be in. It's Franklin Simpson again. They got hope again.
Yep. And the kickoff is away, and they kick it on down the field. This time, Wildcats are going to have trouble fielding it. Still having trouble fielding it. Now he picks it up and gets nowhere. That was Anderson on the return. And he gets tackled. What are they going to spot him at, Coach?
I was watching the extracurriculars down here.
And see, I had to miss that. So
There was guys blocking each other hard away from the football. So one got upset. He got put in the ground.
looks like they're at the 18. So not good position
No.
this time for the
Again,
Cats.
I don't know if Warren Central, a lot of times you try to keep the football dry, but whenever you're kicking it off, you don't really worry about that as much because you're not going to have to handle the ball.
Luke hands it off right up the gut. That was Wells, and Jaden is out to the 24.
It's like you got a second push. Hard to see what happened right there when that mess, but
Gain of about 6, and it's 2nd and 4. Wildcats will be back in action here next Friday, hosting Warren East. And then 2 weeks from tonight on the road at Glasgow. And the regular season is just about gone, Coach.
isn't that crazy?
Luke pitches it back, running room for Graves across the 30 to the 35 to the 37 and chased out of bounds after a big gain and a Wildcat first down.
I mean, there was once he got the handoff, there's nobody within 15 yards
Nope.
of him. I mean, there's
It's a gain of 13.
nobody flowing. Yeah, whenever you can call your offense like that, you look pretty smart. So it looks like that. I mean, we usually only have one wide receiver out there. It looks like their cornerback that they're playing on that side where there's not a wide receiver is almost another safety. So you get a ball out there and that nice pitch. And I think one quarterback's doing it, the other's not. I mean, now they.
Handoff. Wales. Across the 45 to the 47, and I think he's got enough for a first down. He needed 10 and got it.
Give it to him.
He did. First down.
All right. Going to keep moving. Our offense is looking good tonight.
For a fact. First and 10 from the 47. Luke will throw it this time. Looking, wants to throw it deep. Got a man out there, it's caught. And that's a Wildcat touchdown, Andrew Ogles. But a flag down. Hold the phone.
What's the flag? Oh, they're going to call hold. Oh,
Personal
no.
foul, roughing the passer. Touchdown's good. That's a 53-yard touchdown pass.
Andrew Ogles. I don't know if I've seen a roughing the passer thrown all season.
Boy, we've seen them tonight.
You got 2 in one game here. Man, look good. Look good. Let me get it out. Luke looked good throwing that football right there.
First throw of the night, and it goes for a 53-yard touchdown
Man.
pass. That's efficient. That's what that is.
That was a pretty ball right there, too.
They'll go for 2 again. Handoff, Omar. Good. And with 4:41 to play before halftime. New score, Franklin Simpson 30, Warren Central 14. Back after these messages on WFKN. 4 for 82. Just one.
You got 44 points halfway through the second quarter. You're going to need an extra sheet tonight.
Yeah, you got that right.
That's 4 plays. Gosh, yeah.
Four-play, 82-yard drive, a 53-yard touchdown pass from Luke Richardson to Andrew Ogles. That Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Billy Brumfield, your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance, 270-253-5016.
All right.
So the penalty will be assessed here on the kickoff.
Trying to figure that out.
That was going to allow Isaac to kick it from midfield.
No.
No, it should be the
Let's get
45,
forward.
shouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's got it right.
Nobody knows what to do.
Nobody knows.
That's how he squibs it. Look at that middle guy.
Isaac will boot it into the Dragon end zone for a touchback. You don't get a lot of touchbacks in high school football, so.
All right.
That'll bring it out to the 20 for the Dragons. And they've got plenty of time here, Coach. 4:41, the way they've been scoring quickly.
The offense isn't playing down to the competition, but I don't know about our defense right now. We've always said all year, I don't know if we've said it, but I mean, the pass defense needs some work. And you got time to work on it right here because, I mean, they have good athletes.
Mm-hmm. 5 receivers again. John back to throw, feeling pressure. He needs to get rid of it. He'll be sacked. Kyrus Burr.
And that's how you stop them on a pass play. He held that maybe a little bit too long, but maybe we figured it out downfield.
And that is all the way back to the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 20. And I'm starting to feel water drip on me. So. Still 4 minutes before halftime. John back to throw. Feeling pressure again. Gets rid of it this time and throws it in the dirt. Looking for Glover. Off in the left, and he was not open. And now the Wildcats, Coach Cheney wants a timeout with 3:51 to play.
You think he's going to try to want to I don't wonder what this is. Maybe he's just, is he stopping the clock to get an extra score? But
Possibly.
you'd think it's a little early for that. Maybe, my guess may be that
Maybe
he's just
a
saying,
situational
okay.
type timeout, a teaching moment maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's saying, okay, you've gotten beat on 2 third and longs to this point. It's coming. There's a deep pass coming. Play it. Okay? Don't be surprised on 3rd and 20, 3rd and whatever. Don't be surprised if they throw it deep because they're doing it.
Two weeks from tonight, the Cats will be in Glasgow. After 3 quarters, Glasgow leads Taylor County 19-14. That is a good Glasgow team.
It is. Running that wing tee, John Myers football up there.
Into the 3rd quarter, Todd County 12, Butler County 6. And John Amy is going to be sacked, and that's going to be a safety.
Yeah.
Penalty
will probably be intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding or
and
something.
It'll probably be
to that effect, as he was in the end zone, and that is intentional
it'll be a
grounding.
safety.
And it's a safety.
Loss it down. It's not a safety.
Oh, it's not a safety.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
is a safety. Okay.
You're going to go through all the symbols. We don't need to know that it's a loss of down on the safety. Thank you, but we just wanted to know the last symbol.
That might be, in all the games I've called, that might be the first time I've ever written a safety down on my notebook. Now, see, if this game doesn't get played tonight, Coach, it's possible
You don't see that.
that I don't see that, and maybe I'll hang up the microphone one of these days and will never have called a game with a safety.
Yeah. You can check that
But
off
the
of your
football
list.
gods have shined down on us tonight.
Is there a checklist of things,
I'm sure there is.
football things to make
I don't-
sure that you see one day?
I don't have one, but I'm sure they're I probably should.
Who do you credit that score to?
I don't know. Oh, by the way, at halftime, Bowling Green 24, Greenwood 0.
Yeah.
The Purple say the rumors of our demise are just that.
It would have been cool to see
Rumors.
you see your old see the team you used to call the radio for. It would have been nice to see them come out of that district, but they were ranked ahead. I don't know if they are right now. They were ranked ahead of Bowling Green and South Warren, but
I'm beginning to wonder if that Allen County and Warren East game didn't get a rain delay, because there's been no update from that game in 51 minutes, and that was the halftime score. I'm wondering if they're not getting some of what came through here earlier.
it's a good possibility.
So 32-14, and as if this game wasn't going to be late enough, a lot of scoring, so it's going to be even later. Wildcats field that kickoff at the 48 of their own 48, and that's where they'll start this drive.
What a field, and I know it seems like we're getting the ball to bounce behind us, but Jackson Payne was able to catch that, corral it, and I know he had his knee down on the ground, but nonetheless, we didn't lose any yards on that.
And he tried to get up and run.
Yeah, he did.
You know.
He may, if you did a replay, he may not have had his knee down. I don't know.
Let's go to the replay official. Our replay official tonight's Aaron Talley, by the way.
What do y'all want to replay?
Well, his knee was down on that kickoff.
Oh,
And a fumble by the Cats.
Yeah.
Anderson, he picks it up, and he's going to get dropped for a big loss.
you hate to fumble your own footballs. I know I talked to you before the game. They got kitty litter down on the sideline to make sure the football stayed dry. More than likely, I don't know if they're doing it right now, but I've been in games. You switch out the football every play. You always have a towel on you. The ball boy may get the player of the game, Sam Satterley down there. I don't know, but
It's a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. We hit the 3-minute mark in the first half. Graves in motion. Handoff, Harrison, Omar, running room to midfield. to the 49-yard line of the Dragons. It'll be 3rd and about 8 or 9.
There's that little under handoff play in a different formation than we've seen. I kind of liked it out of that.
Oh, it's second down?
It should be third.
It should be 3rd down, yeah.
Should be third. Don't tell them.
3rd and 7 officially.
There we go.
I was beginning to think, how was I down ahead? Here's a pitch back to Graves. That same play, running left, running room, a lot of it, 1st down. And he goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 13 and a 1st down.
A lot of times you see that toss to the wide side of the field, but the Wildcats running that to the short side of the field this time and just get enough. Maybe if he had that on the wide side of the field, he would have had a little bit more room to run outside, but you keep them honest whenever you run to the short side of the field.
1:45 to play before half. Luke will give it to Wells again. To Harrison. Shakes off the first man. He gets tackled at the 32 for a gain of 4.
Guys coming off their blocks just a little bit too early. That's usually a play that goes for a little bit more yards. You got to stay on those blocks just a little bit longer, big guys.
You're listening to 1220 WFKN Franklin, Kentucky. It's 9 o'clock. Here's a handoff to Omar, right up the gut to the 25. Give him 7 more.
That's a couple more missed blocks. Yeah, Coach Cheney's calling a timeout. Nonetheless, I mean, we just got a 1st down. I mean, you can be happy about that, but you don't want guys missing blocks.
Yeah.
That's not going to win you games against Warren East and Glasgow and who in the world would play against in the playoffs. This is not – we should win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but what we're playing for is beyond this game, and missing blocks does not get us deep into the playoffs or, to the second round of the playoffs even. Got a Russellville Logan score.
See if I can find that.
I probably could.
Into the 3rd quarter, Russellville 16, Logan County 8.
They kicked a field goal.
There's an update from East. Into the 3rd quarter, Warren East 22, Allen County 15.
Okay.
Handoff, Harrison. Omar across the 20 to about the 17. And the Wildcats will burn their last time out.
That play didn't look as pretty, but it looked like we picked up more of our blocks. Didn't get the 1st down?
No. Got 7, I think.
All right, 50 seconds. Maybe it's time for that. We've ran that little under handoff probably 4 or 5 times to Omar. Think they'll run a boot off of that?
Possibly. This has historically been Andrew Ogle's territory down the seam as well, so.
Yeah.
But you might, with just, 2nd and 2, you might just go on and try to pick that 1st down up, and then, because your clock will stop with a 1st down, but you are out of timeout, so.
Well, they get the clock started a lot quicker than what they used to.
Yes. And a lot quicker in high school than they do even in college.
Yeah, they used to wait for all of the chains to get set. Now they just make sure that the person with the numbers, which is called the box, they just make sure they're set. Once they're set, they start it.
So 2nd and 2 at the 18. Graves in motion, and
That's
Luke
it.
wants to throw it. He looks for Ogles right down the middle. Incomplete. Threw it a little too late. He was wide open initially, Coach, and I want to say I called that play. Thank you very much.
Hey, I
But
called it too. That was off of that, a little underhand off.
it was. It was.
It wasn't a boot, but it was a play action off of that.
Luke saw him late. I mean, he was as open as I am sitting here.
Now, yeah, you got 3rd and short. I'd say just make sure you get the first down. Here's the territory now where you can spike it if you need to,
Yeah.
but they do have several pass plays they can run down here. But you want to know that you want to do what you know is going to work.
I'm getting soaking wet over here. 3rd and 2. Handoff. Omar, he's going to be short. Now you got to get up to the ball.
Now you can't spike it.
Nope, because it's 4th down.
I thought he had a hole there.
30 seconds.
Yeah, he did. They're just calling a play from the sideline. What are they doing?
What are they going to
Can't
do?
call a timeout.
Nope.
Oh, this won't make them happy. It's
Look
going
at
to be. They're not even lined up correctly.
No.
I mean, they're not even
Down
lined
to
up.
10 seconds, Coach, and you got to be getting close to delay a game here.
No.
And Luke's going to try to keep it. He's not even going to get. He's going to get sacked.
That was.
Big number 45. You mentioned him earlier, Dalton Farley. That man's having quite a football game.
He is, man. He's playing hard, and this isn't what you want to see. You wanted to get that football in the
Yep.
end zone right there. I mean, it's hard for me to do math. Usually when you focus on a running clock whenever it's against a 0 on the other side, but
You know, that timeout that we called earlier there with, about 4 minutes to play would have been nice to have in our pocket there.
yeah. And well, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, now you're not in a place where you want to be when you know Warren Central can throw the ball deep.
Yep. Yeah, they've just got 2.5 seconds, but they're going to send everybody but the mascot out deep right here and hope for the best. I can assure you Warren Central's not kneeling the football right here.
No, they're nothing to lose.
Yep.
I mean, you've already lost everything you want to lose, so it's they're not.
So 2.5 seconds left. They're to be at the 19.
Looks like all the defensive backs are just going to play deep.
I have to put
Or
my
several
rain
of them
jacket
are.
back on.
Forgot what I think Davis called this the Titanic whenever he was up here
Yeah.
for homecoming. It was raining then too.
Here's a snap. John Aim rolling out left. Time is up, and he'll just throw it into the dirt. And that's how the first half will come to an end. Wildcats rack up 32 points in the first half. Dragons get 14, and that gives us our halftime score here on this late Friday night. 32-14. We will come back after these messages. Your halftime tonight brought to you by Trauber Mechanical and by Ruby Branch Farms. We will come back with halftime festivities right after this on WFKN. Okay. Do what?
What was he saying?
They were the last score I saw, yeah. So that means if we lose next week, we would play them in the first round, right?
That's not going to be good.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's not good for us anyway.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Tiebreaker does not help us.
Wow. Trying to find a. Yep. Yeah, the last score I see was into the third quarter. It was 22-15 East. And East had an 82-yard pick six touchdown.
Oh, wow.
The game was tied, and they had an 82-yard pick six.
Why couldn't he have done that against us? Why couldn't he have thrown more interceptions?
And it's raining again up here.
It is.
Yep. Yep. Yes, I do.
Dude.
Right? Back here at Franklin Simpson, it is halftime as the rain picks back up, not only inside the press box, but outside as well, Coach. My back is literally soaking wet from a drip here, but at any rate, you mentioned it, Coach. Good, I think, all things considered, about as good as, with the exception of the last drive, offensively, about as good as you could have hoped for the Wildcats. But a little bit of confusion there and no timeout and slow getting the play in, and all that add up to a Luke Keeper, which you usually wouldn't mind seeing in that situation. But the Dragons made a very good defensive play on him. But again, we've seen a little bit of struggle in the Wildcat secondary, and sometimes you kind of chalk that up to not in high school especially. You don't see a lot of five wide, and now there's getting more common today.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's more of it these days.
There's more of it today. And obviously it's hard to defend because when you see Nick Saban start doing it, it works. But from your perspective, Coach, what can the Wildcats do better in their secondary to kind of now? Again, should have had a pick or a knocked ball down and take one of those touchdowns off the board. But what can the defense do in the secondary to kind of slow this Dragon offense down?
You just got to have, maybe some double coverage, maybe some do like cover two man. I don't know. I've never tried. I've never coached defensive backs. I've never tried. More than anything, and I was telling somebody the other day, I really don't know how to coach defense in a lot of areas because it's just, to me, it's just you go out there. Now, there's some X's and O's involved, and, it's just, but when it comes down to it, defense of football is about instinct and having good instincts, having good ball skills, being able to high point the football. That's what you got to do. Just be able to play the football, not jump early, and it's hard to practice that as well. That's why you got a lot of teams. It's more popular to see these 7-on-7 and football camps where you're having almost a game situation, but it's hard to just practice that and mimic it and be prepared for that in a game.
It is halftime here at Franklin Simpson, and by the way, it is a condensed halftime tonight due to getting started late. The teams agreed just to do a 10-minute halftime, so we are just about 4 minutes or so away from what would be the scheduled start of the second half. We'll see if they add any more time back to the clock. You got to do a 3-minute warm. So it's actually a 13-minute halftime. So tell you what, we will take a break and come back with second half action for you after this on WFKN. All right, just keep it. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be with you momentarily.
Well, the camera was getting wet.
You know what I have to use? I don't know how Bridget feels, but I'm better fly. You want to see the dance team? Pay $6 and come get it. My people on there complaining earlier about a free stream.
Yeah.
That our guys said that was right here. We like,
We finally got this.
some schools are starting to charge to watch the live.
It's the way they have my money.
You need to go to charge it. Maybe we will get 6 years.
Yeah.
That would be a discount, yeah. That's it. That's the one you get for free.
High five, get one free.
Yeah.
But we picked the one here for free. Well, I mean, the thing is, like iHigh and stuff, you can buy like a season pass. And it's like $20 or something like that. Get a season pass all year.
That's big.
Yeah.
I thought so too, man. I just wanted to see the dance.
I know. Warren East 22, Allen County 21. Allen County missed a point after try with a tie.
Wow. Game over?
No,
What's left?
still 8 minutes left.
I request a song?
No.
No.
No, I'm sorry. Call the radio station. Call Davis.
Give me Brian Davis's cell number.
He doesn't answer when I call anyway.
Say, man, the guy down at the radio's playing these songs.
So he does you that way too?
Yeah, I don't think he's taking my number.
He's got my number, but you call or text him, he ain't gonna answer. He don't do it.
That's Mark Goff. My brother, he doesn't answer. He has a landline, a cell phone, and if he's not sitting in his office at school, he won't answer. Oh, I didn't know it rained.
You don't want to stand
Because you're always on Facebook or reading comments or playing trivia games.
yeah. And what I like
And I didn't call you landline.
what I like is you call somebody, they don't answer. A day later, hey, did you call me?
Yeah.
Did you have a missed call from
Right.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark will call your classroom while you're teaching just to talk about something random.
Next time, from my point of view. Hey, you know Barb's mom's birthday? Yeah, I sure did. It's her birthday every year, same day. Yeah.
Doesn't change.
Make sure you get her. I already got her something.
What do you get?
Hey, I got 25 kids up here in this room right now.
One day he called me.
25? Man, that must be nice.
One day he called me during class and he said, "Hey, I fell on the stairwell earlier today." I said, "Yeah." He said, "What times? What stairwell was it?" And I was sitting there trying.
Make sure you know your kids and
Yes.
off the chains.
I'm like, "Well, it was in the stairwell
Yeah.
after 4:30."
I thought I was going to sleep in tomorrow, but I forgot about the football game.
Well, I'm gonna try to.
I thought I was going to.
Everyone takes a picture of that person. If I wouldn't turn the camera off, there would have been a logo across it the whole time. She said they always do. Karen. I guess you could have put AJ in here, but
Does it need to be plugged into a charger?
The phone?
Yeah.
No.
It lasts.
no, you don't.
He charged it today. So.
Mine's 29.
That's still a man.
Stop relying on landlines.
I'd rather use cell phone.
Playing that
Every game. But why? I just think that's my 14. make it 13 minutes.
And this guy dresses up like a big warrior with these long eyes.
Do they do that in middle school? I can tell this guy was.
3-minute warning, but we don't have warning here.
At zero out of why they came out.
They don't have a building they can use. You know, football field, yeah.
You gotta wear a rain jacket at the press box. That's a damn good shame.
All down the hills. Devin Western.
This is the only rain jacket I own.
Okay, Davis. Allen County scored and missed the point after try that would have tied it up. They're still playing 22-21.
I know. No, I know that there was 36 on.
You see that kid down there on the track.
Kid.
Welcome to the Wildcat football pool.
We're just about set for second half action here at Franklin Simpson High School as the Dragons will get the ball to start the second half. The Wildcats lead it, though, 32-14, and you kind of think, well, you know, that's a really good lead, but probably not as clean of a first half as Coach Cheney would have hoped for. And some penalties, some different things, some confusion on that last offensive drive that really put a little bit of a mire on that first half, but a second half here to kind of clean those things up and get ready for Warren East next Friday night, who, by the way, leads the Patriots of Allen County 22-21, the last score I saw, with 8 minutes to play. Glasgow beat Taylor County 31-20.
Gosh.
And Warren East just scored again. So Warren East 28, Allen County 21 with 4.5 minutes to play, Coach. And East missed the point after try that would have gave them an 8-point lead. Wow.
Well,
So a good one going on up there. I think that game's at Warren East. Kickoff is a pooch kick, short. Dragons drop it, then pick it up, and they'll have it at the 40-yard line. Their own 40.
all right. Coming out on defense. See what if any adjustments were made.
Yep.
For this half. We've gotten, I don't know how many, but there's been very few defensive turnovers that we've been able to get this year. Hopefully this second half we can get some, get the football back a little bit easier.
Coach, a young man that I think we'll talk about that after this play, throw out into the flat to Glover is caught, but just for a short gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Haven't seen Jalen Briscoe out on the field tonight. He's on the sideline with a helmet on, but have not seen him out there tonight, and he had been playing a little bit more recently.
I mean, some of these games, I mean, you don't want to show everything in a
This is
game
true,
like
yeah.
that. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of, the only reason why he wouldn't be out there. I don't know.
2nd and 8. Pass out in the flat to this time to Oliver is incomplete. He was not going to have any room to work and just kind of let that ball drop to the ground. It's 3rd and long here for the Dragons.
Is that really wide
Yes, he
on
is.
this side?
Man in motion. And a throw out into the right flat this time is caught. Some running room, but going to be short of a first down. That was number 10, KJ Aim, on the catch. And he is about 3 yards short of the first down.
4th down. Warren Central's going to go for it.
Yep.
Probably the rest of the game.
Absolutely.
Well, it depends on the situation, obviously, but
And Wildcats,
he moved the football.
did he?
Oh, yeah.
Flags fly everywhere, and that's a false start against the Dragons.
So what happens is a defensive player for Franklin Simpson moved, and he can move, but he has to get back. He can be in the neutral zone, but he has to get back. But you can't, as a center, move the football. Now, if he goes into the neutral zone and then you snap the football,
Right.
then that would have been. But the defensive player had already gotten back. I don't know if any of the coaches are trying to argue for Warren Central about any of those facts, but
So it goes to 4th and about 8 now. Snap, throw, batted up into the air, and incomplete.
you would like to see that play to
Yeah,
that to be your
Yep.
interception. If you would have got it, you may have had a touchdown, but I think that was Matthias Dickerson
Yeah,
with
it
the
was,
breakup right there.
so that'll be a turnover on downs for the Dragons, and the Wildcats will get their first crack at it here in the second half. That's the kind of defensive stand you want coming out of the locker room.
Yeah. Definitely nice to see that.
Kind of
Oh, man.
sounds like Warren East is going to win that football game. And if Brian Davis is correct, Coach, that will mean that the Wildcats, no matter what happens next week, will not have a home playoff game.
Yeah.
In the first round anyway. Will not open at home.
Yeah, it could. You know, you're hoping for that 3 seed. Never know, crazier things have happened and could potentially get something, but man. We were the 3 seed last year, weren't we?
I think that is correct.
Yeah, we were ahead of Warren East.
Yeah, and went to
But
Allen County
Warren East upset.
and Russell County. Sure did. And a upset that nobody saw coming.
No.
Wells ran for 7 at 2nd and 3. Handoff. Omar battles for the first down, still on his feet,
Oh, wow.
and gets to the 24-yard line.
See how he did that.
Gain of 13. I don't think anybody knows how. And look who's jogging onto the field, Coach.
Jalen Briscoe. Maybe, and there's a lot of times when you got film on a team and you get this late in the football game, and a lot of coaches don't pay attention as much. And which, I mean, Jalen's not going to show up on a lot of stat sheets either.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the 24. Handoff Wells. Okay, so Davis says that we will need Russell County to beat ACS next week in order for us to have a home playoff game. I'll take things that probably are not going to happen for 500, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, Russell County, they played really bad against us. I mean, yeah, no.
2nd and 8. Pitch back. Graves. That same play he's ran several times tonight out to the left. And he gets hit hard down at the 10, about the 11-yard line, and I think he has a first down. He does.
I got a Russellville beat Logan County 23-14.
That Russellville team is legit now.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see how far they go.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've lost. They lost to Glasgow.
Yep. Put up a bunch of points against them.
Yeah.
First and 10 at the 11, so the Cats can get a first down without scoring here. Handoff, Omar. He tries to battle, gets to the 5 and gets hit hard after a gain of about 5.
All right. Second and
5.
looks like I think they're going in with a.
Nope, 2nd and 4. They gave him 6 there.
I think they're going in with a heavy set right here. Well, I don't know. Looks like you got 4 backs. No, he's playing tight end.
Handoff, Harrison. Not much. He gets to the 4. And it's going to be 3rd and about 3.
All right. Well, they just switched out tight ends, looks like.
You figure the Cats are in 4-down territory here.
Yeah, I mean, in our offense, you cannot get inside the 20 and not score.
No.
I mean, that's not
Handoff,
acceptable.
Omar, he'll score. Touchdown Wildcats.
There we go.
Omar from 3 yards out.
This is a nice little play. I think they pulled a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see Hatcher Lane coming around, gave the lead block, pulling around from his tight end position. Now, Hatcher's usually only in there as tight end. He's mainly a linebacker, only in there at tight end for, this heavy set whenever you're trying to get an extra blocker. You don't see a lot of tight ends pulling and lead blocking, but he did well on that.
Looks like the Cats will go for 2 again. Been successful on those tonight. And not on this one.
It's like the fullback moved a little bit.
False start.
Just takes a little flinch. Yeah.
Briscoe checks in.
Okay. Let me throw a.
Maybe going to throw a fade or something maybe here.
I'd like to see it.
I would too.
And 2-point conversions are always a time where you can work on your
Yep.
pass game, because if you throw an interception, the ball's just dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. You just lose 2 points.
Jalen wide left. They look on a slant, and it's good. Caught. And the 2-point conversion
Gosh, he's
is
so good. He's not a one-trick pony. That's a great route right there.
Yeah. Wonderful route.
I mean, we've been used to seeing him going up and high pointing the football, that basketball player in him, but he ran a great slant route right there, which is not an easy route to run.
We'll take a break. Cats lead at 40-14. Back after this message on WFKU. 7 for 44. 1.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
Yep. Yep.
It's not bad. I think that's one we want back anyway. We'd like to see him here, but
That was a 7-play, 44-yard drive by the Wildcats. A 3-yard touchdown run by Omar Harrison. Pooch kick is away, and the Wildcats might have got on that one, Coach. They think they did.
Taking a while. The referees are in position.
Cats have it. They do.
Yep.
By the way, that Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Billy Brumfield, your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance, 270-253-5016.
That's the first turnover on either side. If if you want to call that a turnover. But
I don't know if in official stats it counts as one or not, but it's the same as, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So the Wildcats will get it at the Dragon 40. And just to clear everything up on playoff scenarios, for the Wildcats to have a first-round home game, we have to beat Warren East next week, and Russell County would have to beat Allen County. Both of those things have to happen in order for the Wildcats to get a first-round home playoff game. Handoff, Jaden Wells, right up the gut, and a first down inside the 30 to the 28. That's a gain of 12.
I don't know what happened just there, but that looked like a much better offensive play than we've seen all night. Got a lot of surge. Maybe Warren Central sub some guys out, but I don't know. That was a great surge right there. One of the best one I've seen all night from that offensive line.
And Jaden's had a really good night.
Yeah. Wonder how many he has.
Not sure if Mr. Davis has done any stats or not. 1st and 10 at the 28. 6:20 to play, third quarter. Luke will throw it this time. Looking. Got Andrew in the end zone, out of his hands.
He fooled me on that.
Pretty good defense down there by KJ Aim.
That'll definitely be a play we go to
Yeah.
as the season progresses. We've had that little underhand off that I thought was coming right there, and the defense, most of the defense thought as well, I'm sure. Right, that was a great ball fake by Luke.
And a
on
nicely
that.
thrown ball.
It was. Luke's throwing well tonight. A lot of times you get in these games, again, where you got maybe a wet football, but, I mean, he's doing a great job this evening.
2nd and 10. And a handoff. Graves running left. Across the 25, 20, 15, 10, and tackled at the 9.
He's had a good night.
Graves, a fantastic night. Not a lot of carries number-wise, but every one of them has been successful. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 9.
Jaden, Landon, and Omar have all scored, and Andrew Ogles. Wonder who else is going to get if anybody else is going to get a touchdown tonight.
Handoff is that Link?
I think it's Lane.
Lane off, or did he score?
Mm,
Down at the 1. Ran out of bounds.
Lane usually doesn't play that position that
No.
he's in right there. He's usually more of a fullback type, but running out off tackle, and he looked pretty good doing that.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Maybe they're
The
going.
two.
Maybe they're going to try to get Lane a touchdown right here.
Very possibly.
It's back in. I mean,
Still in there.
still got Jaden and Omar in the backfield.
Handoff,
Yeah.
Jaden. Touchdown, Jaden Wells. 2 yards out.
Maybe if they're watching it, we got blocked.
And the Wildcats, it looks like, Coach, are going to go for 2 again. Not quite to the running clock situation yet.
Oh, we had 32.
Yep. Handoff, Omar, 2-point conversion, good again. With 4:48 to play, third quarter. Wildcats expanding that lead out nicely, 48-14. Back after this message on WFKN. 5 for 4. Give me 1.
squibbing again like that pooch kick.
We mentioned Russellville beat Logan County 23-14. Warren East now 34-21 over Allen County with 2 minutes to play. So,
Almost chalk that one up.
yep, game's basically over. Wildcats scored on a 5-play, 40-yard drive, a 2-yard touchdown run by Jaden Wells. Callis's kickoff is right down the middle. Dragons pick it up and going to try to return this one and do so out to about the 32, 33-yard line.
All right.
That Warren East team, Coach, has really
Turn it around.
really turned things around.
Yeah, we were talking about them at the beginning of the season. Okay, Allen County Scouts will be somebody we have to think about in our district. Warren East lost to Barron County earlier in
Yeah,
the season,
yeah.
and they're sitting there thinking, okay, this is, for us to win, we got one team, and now Warren East think they had to change at quarterback, and, meant all the difference for them.
Dragons start at their own 33, trailing 48-14. Aim throws across the middle. It's caught. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. D'Angelo Patterson catches it and is tackled at the 45. That's a gain of 12.
You don't see in high school football. You don't see a lot of passing over the middle right there. Something that I'd like to see happen more often. I mean, it's just not. It's a lot of times open.
Yeah, because if those linebackers come up, that middle
Yeah.
right there is going to be wide open. Aim back to throw, throws it out to the right flat this time. It's caught. That's Barnett, and he gets away from a couple of Wildcats and gets across midfield.
You'd like to see that tackle made initially
Yes.
right there, but nonetheless, live to play another play, and you're going to miss some every now and then.
Go ahead, Coach.
Looks like we're starting to maybe slowly put some other guys in. Don't think they're going full on JV or anything right now, but
There's a gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5 at the 48. Aim, looking, scrambling. Got a man open out there. Missed him. I tell you what, if Patterson breaks towards the end zone, it's a touchdown. And that's what he's telling his quarterback. I should have done that, and I did not.
yeah. And I thought,
Oh, flag down. That's a hold anyway.
you want to take it? Yeah, I think Coach Shaney's going to push them back. I would too.
So it'll still be 2nd down, but 2nd and long. Way back at the 37.
Oh, wow. Even farther back than I thought.
Farther back than the Dragons thought. 2nd and 20. Aim, pumps. Now wants to throw. Oliver's out there. He caught it.
Oh, that you got to call that push.
That was probably offensive pass
You
interference.
got to call that one. I mean, come on. I mean, he was in great. Rigsby was in great position right there. I mean, he's got burnt earlier in the game, but when our guy gets in good position, I don't know. Sometimes referees, they see this game, their flag stays in their pocket whenever it's this far ahead. But still, I mean, we got guys
All the way to the 38-yard line. First down. Aim drops back to throw again. He's going to keep it this time. Scrambles, gets to the 35, and is tackled there after a gain of 3. Payne on the stop.
Yeah, we got guys battling hard. I mean, you got to still call. I mean, when it's that blatantly obvious, I know most referees I talk to, they'll say unless it's blatant. That was pretty blatantly obvious, I thought, right there. I mean,
what I always say is if I see it, it's blatant. You know, like,
Yeah.
because I miss a lot, especially.
Offensive pass interference is not called too often.
No, it's
but
not.
You throw a guy off of you.
Patterson in motion. Aim tries to drop it out in the flat to him. He catches it,
man.
and he's got running room. A first down and runs out of bounds.
It's like some of our guys are slipping on that wet turf. And it's hard on this field because there's some spots that are going to be wetter than others. And you still got to have your feet under you.
That was a gain of 12, I think. Down to the 26 and a first down.
So you practice and stretching. You do that high knee drill. It's almost a stretch, but that's the type of running you almost have to do when the field conditions this wet.
Aim to throw again. Looks across and throws it into about quadruple coverage, and luckily for him, the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. There were more Wildcats in the area there than there were Dragons.
Now they're putting the starters back in. Nice 5-play rest right there.
Minute 45 to play, third quarter, 48-14. Wildcats with the lead. Aim wants to throw, looks, got a man open. That was Oliver, and if he catches that, it's a touchdown. Luckily for the Wildcats, he does not. Jackson Payne made a nice break on the ball. Probably got in his line of vision there.
Yeah, I think Jackson was going for the interception, and a lot of times when you go for the interception, it's not always good for you, but he went in at an angle to where he was going to stop the pass or intercept it.
Jackson comes up limping a little bit, but he's a gamer. He's going to stay out there.
Yeah, I've not seen him come off all year that I know of.
3rd and 10. Bad snap. Aim controls it. Now he's going to try to keep it, and he gets to the 35, back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And it's 4th and about 10.
All right, now Wildcats are thinking you get a stop right here. You go score. You got
Yep.
You go score. You get a running clock, and then you get to the McDonald's drive-thru before they close.
And pray your food's hot. Pray your food's hot.
Yes, pray the ice cream machine's working.
4th and 9, so they'll give him credit for a yard on that one. Snap. Aim, looking. In a world of hurt, and he's knocked down.
Got him.
That was number 52, Diego Salvador, on the stop. And that'll be another turnover on downs, back to the Wildcats.
It looks like keeping all of our offensive starters in. Maybe some guys subbed in that last drive towards the end, but yeah, they want to get one more score.
Yep.
And make sure they get that running clock, and then I'm sure we'll start in this fourth quarter, hopefully.
And the rain starts again.
That's wonderful. They still don't have the chain set. I don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't. They're still showing 4th down. I don't know.
Do they know? Or- have they told them? That
Okay.
nail marker's seen better days, too.
Yeah, I believe it has. Wildcats snap it, hand it off to Jaden. And is that a flag?
I don't see they're stopping it.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
What? Oh,
Yes, sideline warning against
You say who? That's,
Central. Huh.
you know, I saw in a middle school game earlier this year, they actually, they throw the sideline warning. It's just warning, no penalty,
Sure.
nothing. I actually saw the second one be thrown in a game. It's a 5-yard penalty, in case you all were wondering.
I was wondering, actually, because I've never seen it thrown the second time.
I haven't either. I've had one thrown on me before.
This should be the last play of the third quarter. Handoff, Omar. A lot of running room. First down, across midfield to the 45 of the Dragons.
Oh, what happened there?
And that will do it for the third quarter. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We've played 3 completes. Franklin Simpson, 48. Warren Central, 14. Back for the fourth and final quarter after this on WFKU. Two.
Is there a final for that Allen game?
That's what I'm looking for.
Gosh, man.
You should do your concessions or buy one, get one.
34-21 final.
What?
34-21 East.
Okay.
It's a final. Warren East has defeated Allen County Scottsville 34-21. So the Raiders will come in here next Friday as the number 1 seed.
Covering the ball.
Yep. Covering the football, try to keep it as dry as possible. I feel like they've done a great job. It's almost, you got to work overtime in a wet game, but there are ways to do it.
Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at the Dragon 46. Luke wants to throw it. He's looking left. Rigsby out there. What a beautiful ball. It's caught. Touchdown Wildcats.
Hey, if he's going to throw the football that good, I mean, we may pray for rain every game. I mean, man. Oh, my goodness. That was a pretty football.
46-yard touchdown pass.
That was a...
That might have been the prettiest ball I've ever seen Luke Richardson throw. He's thrown a bunch of pretty ones, but that one was a dime.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good footballs tonight. He's been throwing well. That one couple to Andrew this evening as well. I mean, he's put them right on the money. They're already running it.
Yeah. I tell you what, Adam Dobbs does not have to be told how to run a running clock. Extra point by Isaac Callis is good. With 11, well, they scored at 11:46. Wildcats score, lead now 55-14. It wouldn't be at a lot of places, but he's going to run it till they tell him to stop, which is, that's a 3-play, 74-yard drive.
Yeah, I mean, some places they have this running clock and they want to stop it for everything. They want to stop it for scores. I don't know what game we were at when that happened.
Yep.
This year we've had a couple middle school games where we've had a running clock. I mean,
the Warren Central coach in the press box, he asked Adam if he could run it off by minutes instead of seconds.
I didn't know they had a guy in here.
I think he maybe he's running their social media account or something.
Oh, okay, I hadn't even seen him in here.
Yeah. Can you run it off by minutes instead of seconds?
But I mean, I think about Logan County a couple years ago, and they were on one of these losing streaks, and they just kept fighting.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they won, and then they're, a good football team now. So I mean,
there's hope.
There's some bright spots in this Warren Central team.
Kickoff is away, and that ball's going to be returned nicely up across the 45 to the 46 or 47. You know, I think, you know, we can talk about this now, Coach. You know, from a competitive standpoint, I think you want as many teams as possible in your district to kind of have things going. That just, you know, while they say a rising tide lifts all the ships, you know, it's better for competition. It's better for preparation. It's better for postseason play once you get out. If you get out of those first 2 rounds of playing district opponents, it just helps. I think it helps. It helps everybody, you know, to have as good a competition as you can possibly have in district play, and no matter what the sport, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to sometimes have every team be bad, but then that gets kind of boring,
Yeah.
and then you play against. So it's you go back and forth thinking that. I mean, the
You do.
thing
And-
is, it's just win. I
And
mean,
you know
that's what it comes down
those
to,
years
to me.
there where Franklin was literally beating everybody 50 to
Yeah.
nothing. That, you know, listen, that's enjoyable and you don't get tired of that. But
Yeah.
so yeah, you're right. There's it's a two-sided coin for sure.
It does prepare you for longer
Yes.
in the end, but you
Yes.
still want to win those games.
Here's a snap.
It's a different quarterback, isn't it?
I think that is that's Howard at quarterback, and he took that ball and ran a long way. Zariante Howard.
Franklin Simpson has several new players in. See Lane Alford playing defense, Colin Anderson at corner. You got Jacob Mitchell playing a little D tackle. Wade Humphreys is in there playing safety.
He ran that ball all the way to the 30, too.
Got some younger guys in, getting some good experience.
Howard has trouble with that snap. Picks it down out of the air, and he doesn't have as much success running it this time, though.
I think it's Titus. I don't know Titus's last name.
38-8.
Titus Brown on that tackle right there.
Okay. What number was that?
84.
84. Okay.
See Griff Banton in there.
Yeah.
I think he's playing a safety, outside safety.
Keith
cornerback
Garner's
over
out there, which Keith's been out there a
Yeah.
little bit tonight, playing a defensive end. Throw out to the flat is incomplete. Okay, so Davis says Franklin Simpson can still win the district by beating East and Russell County beating ACS. That would give ACS 2 losses. If ACS wins, then no chance because all 3 teams would be 3-1.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you're hoping for. Allen County Scots will win to at least make sure you got that number 2 seed. But nonetheless, just beat Warren East, beat the teams in front of you.
Yeah. If
Don't
the
worry about
Wildcats don't
that.
beat Warren East next Friday, it doesn't matter what
Yeah,
anybody
none
else
of it
does anyhow,
matters.
so.
Do what you can control.
Yep. Here's a snap and a pitch back.
It's a good
Dragons
little play.
try to get a little creative here, and it works for number 30. Jeremiah Taylor runs it down to about the 31-yard line. He only got 3 yards out of that,
Yeah.
and it's 4th down.
That was a nice little play, though. I haven't seen anything like that too often. You have a little delay handoff almost, kind of like a draw, but outside on a sweep. But I mean, it wasn't a draw. You're faking the pass, but so delay handoff, if you will.
So we tick down under 5 minutes with that running clock. 4:45 to play. A 4th and 9 for the Dragons. Snap. Howard wants to throw it. Running right. And he will chuck it towards the end zone. Overthrows his receiver. That was Salem Terrence down there. It's incomplete. And the Wildcats will take over on downs.
Coverage right there was Tanton Kelly.
Tanning Kelly on the coverage.
Getting some
See.
playing time.
John Dobbs out there for the Cats as well. Big number 55.
And a lot of your same offense that played against Russell County whenever we had to run the clocks in there. You got Zeke Eberhardt, Aurelio Vasquez. Griff Banton's going to be your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really see a lot of the others. 62 is Noah Williams. He was injured against Russell County, so good to see him back on the field.
Banton puts a man in motion. Turns around, hands it off. That was that Dickerson?
Yes,
It
number
was
9,
Gavin Dickerson.
Gavin
excuse
Dickerson.
me. No, yeah,
Gavin.
Gavin. Yeah, I get those two mixed
Yeah,
up.
Matthias is number 5. Can't see who's playing the left guard from this vantage point. Colin Anderson's in there. Lane Alford, who got some reps here and there.
Zach Neely comes in at wide receiver.
I think Zach's already in the rotation.
Is he?
Yeah. Isaac Callis at another one of the running backs.
Isaac goes in motion. Handoff was to 33. Alford. Lane Alford on another carry. And it'll be 3rd and 8.
Saw number 22, Gunnar Holland. Looks like he's bringing in the play. And then also at the left side of the offensive line right now, you have Jacob England and Jacob Mitchell. So I've seen these young guys getting in there.
Yep.
Also Titus Brown is in there at tight end as well.
Banton takes a snap, pitches it back to Anderson.
Could be
Collins
something.
got some running room left, got a couple of blockers, and he got the first down, I think. He battled for it. And it is a first down. And that will just about do it as we tick under the 2-minute mark.
Collins, as he gets older, as he
Yeah.
gets in the weight room,
Yeah.
and just love seeing him in open field, making guys miss. And
Yeah, he's getting a little stronger.
once he gets to this, next year, I think you're going to see him grow by leaps and bounds. And man, I'm excited to see what he can do as years go on.
Here's a handoff right up the gut. Alford again. He gets from the 43 out to about the 47. Rain gets a little heavier. So the Wildcats are going to improve to 3-5, 2-1 in district play. The Dragons will drop to 0-7 and 0-4. Second and 5. This could be the last play of the game. Probably should and would be.
Yeah, I don't see them running more than one.
Banton will hand it off. I believe that was
I think it's
Gavin again, wasn't it?
Can't really see.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has a first down, and that'll do it. Wildcats win it here tonight by a final score of 55-14 over the Warren Central Dragons. We will come back and wrap it up for you after these messages. You're listening to Franklin Simpson Sports on WFKN.